This is what I have so far of the new styrofoam drawing I started. Around 3:30 p.m. A short time after finishing the styrofoam drawing I had started 3 days ago. Dad made a trip to Burger King after work because he had a coupon for a family bundle. Which is 3 things of fries, three hamburgers / cheeseburgers. I'm leaning towards cheeseburgers, and I believe 2 Whoppers, either 2 or 3. I'm not 100% sure, but could be either one. He actually got home around 6:30 p.m. with the Burger King. But I didn't want it right away because I felt tired and like taking a nap. And lying down on my bed. Within the spare room. So we put everything in the fridge. It's currently around 9:30 p.m. He reheated the fries by putting them in the oven for 20 or so minutes. And finishing that old styrofoam drawing, involved putting in some little details that involve some extra work, such as that dot design for the sides of the sneakers, detailed sleeves on the jacket, and making a plaid design for the underwear. This is how my city in Elvenar looks right now. Although I am hoping at some point to be able to fit in the larger 9x9 campus. I assume that this trend will continue and I'll have to fit in a 10x10 campus building, which would ultimately require some reshaping. At some point I may need to get a city expansion to move this elixir manufactory. Here's where I am currently on the research tree. Activating the research technology, as far as I know, all requires students that essentially took either, I think in game they say it's a major and a minor, and the minor is whatever they take second, but in the technical definition of time, it's probably 2 majors. Something like that. Because they both take at least the same amount of time, but I think the second major in game takes more time. This is the current side quest I'm on involving the university. And this has challenged me like nothing else. In regards to space. There was a point in which I ended up discovering that these contained styrofoam. But that styrofoam is wrapped around the figurines, which had never been taken out of their boxes, even though the boxes were opened by Dad. Today was the day I reached 50,000 current school fame, and hitting a total fame of 50,000 unlocked some things that, as a result, I'm currently on a current school fame of about 62,500. And ultimately decided against building a new school at 50,000 fame, as I initially planned, because if I wait for 100,000, it'll mean fighting every single world rival and thus getting every single rival star at least once before building the new school in the second area. Getting the 40th rival star resulted in getting a bonus where I could upgrade the main school building to level 6. And so I did, which in turn unlocked an additional max level for the library, being able to upgrade it to level 5. And as a result, I could research and level up every fighting scroll 5 more levels, and every mastery scroll level 2, and prior to that, every fighting scroll and mastery scroll was maxed out at level 20 and 8 respectively. The burgers, because they're more complex, were microwaved. You wouldn't exactly be able to put them in with the fries. Plus, it's already cooked beef. All you really gotta do is heat them up. When I upgraded the main school building to level 6, I unlocked a second rival slot within the Masters tab, of which I used to hire Grandmaster Kyle because he was the next rival in the blue, or basically knight class, after Grandmaster Wallace. Because I have auto training on, I've been successfully completing the special training while breaking both rules by using the sword and shield style instead of the two-handed sword only style, and not using solely the guard only stance because I've been keeping my fighting tactics on, which has me start with the defend stance and then switch up my stance depending on my opponent's stance. It's more advanced than what my fighting tactics used to be when I first unlocked fighting tactics. Yeah, but it's still pretty basic for what I think I could potentially do. Personally, I think that when a fighting scroll reaches level 21, your max level in that skill goes from 25 to 30. I unlocked some additional bonuses when I got all those new rival stars, such as a level 20 bonus for the speed skill of an additional combo strike for every 15 attack speed faster than the opponent, of which at a training level of 858, which is almost a new record, at a level of 772, I don't think that's ever going to apply to me. And then I unlocked a level 20 bonus for the power skill of a 20% chance to increase damage by a half. And since it works for any type of attack but doesn't affect critical damage, I still say it applies to me quite often. I had the usual few cups of coffee in the morning. I felt the most motivated and free in a sense in the afternoon when I came up with an idea for new styrofoam drawing. I'm planning on doing a cowboy or cattle rancher person. Though I do intend for this new styrofoam drawing to be depicting a male. Most likely I would color the skin a shade of orange to depict a tan person. Since a job involving cattle would ultimately result in you being outside a lot. And thus having tan skin. If you don't start off with dark skin. I prefer this bar to the Babe Ruth I had for lunch around noon. And because it's a whole lot more flavorful. Dad agreed with my definition of saying it's like peanut brittle. Peanut brittle infused with caramel and peanut butter. I had some kombucha and tap water. From the mug I drank the coffee out of, and the bottle of a kombucha I had on an earlier day. From the time of roughly noon to roughly 4 p.m. For lunch, I had 1/2 of a cheesesteak sub with banana peppers, roasted red peppers, and black olives. In the afternoon period, I opened up tabs so I could get some images to base the cowboy styrofoam drawing off of. When I searched a cowboy hat, I went to Bing Images. Bing Images. I got a image of a straw cowboy hat. Which I feel I could replicate with a lighter tone of this color. And then maybe using a darker color in order to create the texture of the straw. And then in the middle of the hat, there's this sort of belt that's mostly different shades of brown with some texture to it. And the middle of the hat part has a whole bunch of holes that I would most likely color either black, brown, or maybe whatever color I decide to make the hair. At this moment in time, I would either make the hair black or brown. And that belt in the right above the lid of the hat is going to be different shades of brown in order to show the different sections and details that make up the belt. I'm actually in a bit of an unstable spot regarding this game because the Archmage of the Fellowship I'm currently in left the Fellowship, and they're a pretty good friend of mine within the game. They I visibly see them help me within the city every now and then, so now I'm going to have to try and join the fellowship they moved to. And luckily, it's a higher ranked fellowship than the one I'm currently in. I'll just have to see how the move ultimately goes. Whenever I decide to make it. Also, today was the day that around noontime I discovered what song the Flogo parody Mad Cow is based off of. The original song is entitled It's Now or Never, and it was made by Elvis Presley. Which was a surprise to me since I internalized that song to either be a slow country song or maybe some kind of slow classical song. It's either way some kind of slower song. And Elvis Presley was called the King of Pop, I think. Something like that. Pop isn't exactly a genre I would associate with slow tempo music. I just searched in Google Tomorrow Will Be Too Late, and that's the song that ended up popping up. Well, technically I searched it into Google. I searched it into the YouTube search bar. As I do many things.